Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people but rarely gets discussed openly in mainstream conversations. I'm talking about pornography consumption patterns around the world. Are more people watching porn than ever before? Or are we seeing a decline? The answers might surprise you. You know, in our hyper-connected digital age, access to adult content is literally at our fingertips. That beneath the surface of the seemingly simple question lies a complex web of technological change, cultural shifts, and evolving attitudes towards sexuality. Whether you've wondered about this personally or you're just curious about how society is changing, stick with me. We're going to explore some fascinating trends that rarely get addressed with nuance and objectivity. Let's start with the big picture. If we look at raw numbers alone, yes, more people are consuming pornography now than at any point in human history. This isn't surprising when you consider that internet access has expanded dramatically over the past decade. According to data from industry analysts, major porn sites report billions of visits annually, with some platforms claiming over 100 million daily visitors. That's staggering when you consider it. But these raw numbers don't tell the complete story. When we look at per capita consumption and engagement metrics, the picture becomes more nuanced. In countries where internet access has been widespread for longer, North America, Western Europe, and parts of Asia, there are actually signs that consumption may be plateauing or even slightly declining among certain demographics. This brings us to our first major trend, the generational shift. Interestingly, research suggests that younger generations, particularly Gen Z, may be consuming less pornography than millennials did at the same age. Some studies indicate that 18 to 24-year-olds today report less frequent porn use than the same age group did 10 years ago. This runs counter to the moral panic narratives we often hear about young people and adult content. What's driving this? Well, several factors appear to be at play. For one, greater awareness of the potential downsides of excessive consumption has entered the mainstream conversation. Young people today have grown up with more education about concepts like porn addiction, unrealistic expectations, and the ethics of production. There's also evidence suggesting that the novelty factor has somewhat diminished. Growing up with unlimited access means the taboo excitement that previous generations experienced has lessened for some. Of course, this trend varies significantly by region and demographic. In areas where internet access is still expanding rapidly, like parts of Africa, South America, and South Asia, consumption appears to be increasing as more people come online. Cultural and religious factors also play significant roles in shaping these patterns, creating a patchwork of trends rather than a single global direction. The second major trend worth noting is the significant shift in how people are consuming adult content. The days of primarily desktop viewing are long gone. Mobile consumption now accounts for over 70% of porn viewing in most markets. This mobility factor has changed not just how people access content, but when and where they do so. Additionally, there's been a massive shift toward more personalized and interactive forms of adult content. Traditional pre-recorded videos are increasingly being supplemented or replaced by live camming, personalized content through creator platforms, and even virtual reality experiences. This diversification makes tracking actual consumption more challenging, as these newer platforms often don't release the same kind of usage statistics that major tube sites do. Hey, I want to take a quick moment to talk to you directly. If you're finding this conversation valuable and appreciate the straightforward approach we take to topics that others shy away from, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. This channel is dedicated to exploring complex social trends with honesty and nuance, without sensationalism or judgment. Your subscription helps us continue creating content that addresses the questions many have but few discuss openly. All right, let's get back to our exploration. Now for our third key trend, the rise of ethical concerns and their impact on consumption patterns. In recent years, there has been increasing public awareness about issues within the pornography industry, from concerns about performer consent and working conditions to broader questions about the psychological impact of certain content types. This awareness has led to the growth of what's often called ethical porn content that emphasizes fair pay, good working conditions, diverse representations, and explicit consent. Major platforms have also implemented more stringent verification processes following several high-profile controversies. While this hasn't necessarily decreased overall consumption, it has shifted where and how people consume content. These ethical considerations have coincided with several countries implementing age verification requirements and other access restrictions. The UK, Australia, and several European nations have either implemented or are considering laws that require viewers to verify their age before accessing adult content. These measures have created what some researchers call the regulatory effect, temporary decreases in measurable consumption following new restrictions, though these often rebound as users find workarounds. The fourth significant trend is perhaps the most interesting, the normalization paradox. As pornography has become more accessible and its consumption more commonplace, we've simultaneously seen both increasing normalization and increasing concern. This has created a situation where many people consume porn while also harboring reservations about its effects or the industry behind it. Survey data reflects this complexity. When asked anonymously, large percentages of adults across many countries report having viewed pornography in the past year. Yet when asked about broader social impacts, many of these same respondents express concern about addiction potential, impact on relationships, or effects on sexual expectations. This cognitive dissonance is itself shaping consumption patterns, with more people reporting intentional moderation of their viewing habits. What's particularly noteworthy is the rise of porn literacy, education, and resources aimed at helping people consume content more mindfully. From browser extensions that limit viewing time to support communities for those looking to reduce consumption, there's a growing infrastructure around managed use rather than simply unlimited access or complete abstention. So where does all this leave us? Is pornography consumption increasing or decreasing worldwide? The honest answer is, it depends on where you look and how you measure it. Raw numbers of viewers continue to increase globally as internet access expands. But in markets with established internet penetration, there are signs of plateauing engagement and even decreased per capita consumption in some demographics. What we're really seeing isn't a simple up or down trend, but a maturation and evolution of how people interact with adult content. The conversation has moved beyond simple access to questions of quality, ethics, personal impact, and intentional consumption choices. As we wrap up today's exploration, I want to emphasize that this topic, like many we cover on this channel, doesn't have a one-size-fits-all conclusion. Cultural backgrounds, personal values, and individual circumstances all play important roles in shaping how each person navigates this aspect of modern life. What's most important is having accurate information to make informed decisions that align with your own values and well-being. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you noticed shifts in how people discuss pornography consumption in your community? Do you think increased awareness about potential downsides is making a difference? Share your perspective in the comments below. Just remember to keep the conversation respectful and constructive. If you found value in today's discussion, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support makes it possible for us to continue exploring complex topics with the nuance they deserve. And if you'd like to help the channel grow, check out the description below for ways you can support our work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle another aspect of modern life that deserves thoughtful exploration. Until then, stay curious and keep asking the questions that matter.